Guys, what's up, man? I'm in this little room again. I've never done well in little rooms by myself, but that's okay. I'll be back on set with you guys tomorrow morning.
Good. Well, you got the biggest personality ever in the little room ever. That's all I know. All right. First topic, here we go. Micah Parsons sure had a lot to say on his new podcast because yesterday we discussed Micah lauding Brock Purdy, saying teams are now preparing for him as if he's a Mahomes or an Aaron Rodgers. Not sure Dak loved that. Today, we react to what Micah said about Giants coach Brian Daboll, which was, I don't think Daniel Jones should have been in that game in the fourth quarter. I thought they should have protected him and pulled him out. Their season would be over without Daniel Jones. The Bengals did the smart decision by pulling Joe Burrow, saying, hey, we're going to submit, move on to the next week. So, Michael Irvin, ex-Cowboy star that you are, I am asking you to be as objective as you possibly can be about this team. Are you okay with Micah criticizing the Giants coach for not taking his quarterback out of a 40-0 blowout?
That's why I love conversations, and I love shows like this because we get to converse about certain things like this, and we all have eyes and ears, but we see and hear things differently.
Yep.
I heard something good in that statement. To be honest with you, I heard great sportsmanship right there, saying, I don't want to hurt you, man. Get him out the game. I heard the importance of quarterback play in this league in that statement because he was in New York. We see what happened with Aaron Rodgers in New York. And I also heard, fair warning to everybody out there, if you are afraid, if you're worried about your quarterback getting hurt, take him out of the game. Because if you leave him in the game, worried about him getting hurt, he's going to get hurt. 7 sacks last week. We'll talk about DeMarcus Lawrence saying he should have got 9. They should have got 9. So I'm telling you, this is just great sportsmanship and fair warning that we're coming. Now, guys, I'll tell you this, that we're coming. As we coming. Deion made that famous. We coming. You know what I'm saying? But I will tell you this. It's okay to say that last week. This week, the Jets, they don't have Aaron Rodgers. It ain't about getting to the quarterback. Can you stop them from busting you in the mouth with Breece Hall?
Yep.
Now I'm going to ask both of you, when did Michael Parsons say this? After the game or yesterday?
Will it be this week on his new podcast?
Okay,
I don't know
so
when he taped it. He probably taped it Monday.
So it's probably within the last day or so, I would assume.
Sure.
So I'm going to assume. Mind your own business, man. It ain't got nothing to do with Dak Prescott, Cooper Rush, your team, none of that. Ain't got nothing to do with the Cincinnati Bengals. 40-0. If they made the decision that that's not Troy Aikman, that's not Aaron Rodgers, or that's not Peyton Brady, I don't care. That's their decision. Their decision is he must not be good enough for them to care about. Because I can guarantee Philadelphia wouldn't leave Jalen Hurts in.
No.
The Dallas Cowboys aren't going to leave Dak Prescott in.
I would hope neither of those teams would be behind 40-0. But
if they are, for whatever reason,
agreed,
in a blowout game, Bill Belichick ain't leaving Tom Brady in.
No.
It's just not going to happen. So what I would say to Michael Parsons is worry about the Dallas Cowboys in getting the Jets off your schedule with a W. But this is what happens to y'all. You Cowboys, you in playmaker, the players, the fans, you win one game, you start just talking a lot, you win 2 games, it gets even louder. You win 3, it gets louder and louder. You set yourself up for failure and for people to attack you, Mike. You know I'm telling you the truth. You know I'm saying the truth. In the moment that they do this, and then they hit a wall, see, here go the same story with the Cowboys. They always run their mouth. Da-da-da-da-da. It won one game. Now he worried about the other team. You know that's what people going to say. So my message to Michael Parsons is, so what? Don't care about them. Let them get him hurt if that's what they want to do. You just make sure Mike McCarthy, just in case there's a lopsided game that you're in, doesn't leave Dak Prescott in that situation. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, your response, Michael.
See, Michael Parsons doesn't give a bleep, blip, boop, and all of those stuff about the New York Giants. He was talking about his team. He was talking about Fair warning, we are
couldn't have
coming.
been. He
really wasn't.
He mentioned the coach and the quarterback.
Yeah. And that was fair warning to other coaches like Saleh and other quarterbacks that are coming at them. He's saying, we are coming. He doesn't care about the Giants one bit. All he cares about is his troops and getting sacked. He just watched that man get unheard of money. How much? $170 million for 18 and a half sacks? That's what he's talking about.
Come on now, Mike. I know you're a Dallas Cowboy through and through, but stop it, boy. You know better than that. You know he's sitting up worried about. You talking about another team that you just erased in game one. You erased them. Let's talk about our opponent moving forward. But again, it's your Cowboys. I played for them, and I'm objective in all phases. I'm objective in all phases. I get it. But at the same time, let's focus in on Dallas, Skip.
All right, allow me to say.
Wait.
Okay, go ahead, Mike.
Because he has a point there. He has a point on the fine line between being that kind of superstar player and what we see Michael Parsons going to be, which he'll be in the media one day. Now, right, so later on in the week, you're still talking about the Giants, and Key is saying, I want you to focus on the Jets. I get that. But Michael Parsons can split the baby, if I should put it that way. He's that talented. He can handle this.
Okay. I love me some Michael Irvin. You know I love me some Micah Parsons. But I did not love him speaking about your division rival you have to play again. You got to play him again.
You see him twice.
And then you got to play him twice next year and twice next year. Micah has not earned the right just yet to speak that out on that team because, again, he had a big game the other night. He was a difference maker. I thought he was a game wrecker. But you have pointed out to me the last 6 games last year, he had a sack and a half. He hit the proverbial second-year wall. Maybe he's not quite big enough. Maybe he hasn't grown into his man body just yet. He said he put on 10 pounds of muscle in the offseason. I need to see sustained through the season because he did get Brady in the playoff game, got him one time. He got no Brock Purdy in the playoff game at San Francisco when they came up so empty, even though they held him to 19 points. He was not game wrecking. The point to everybody is I need him to back this up and validate it before he starts coaching the other teams. If you're Lawrence Taylor, if you are at his peak and prime, if Lawrence Taylor spoke out like this about another team, you'd sit back and say, well, I'm listening because he's earned the right to do that. Micah hasn't earned the right. So he's got a new podcast. This was his first episode. So he's raving about Brock Purdy, to me, at the expense of his quarterback, because his quarterback has some fragile confidence. And if I'm Dak, I'm saying, you're putting Brock Purdy already up in the Mahomes and the Aaron Rodgers category? What about me? I don't want to hear my star player on defense talking about the other team, my arch rival's quarterback, because it's going to come down to San Francisco and Dallas, just like it did the last 2 years. My point to you is, in the biggest picture of this, you got to learn, you got to grow into your voice. Again, he's trying to find his voice on his podcast, but there are some do's and there's some don'ts. There's some boundary lines you just can't cross because you are coaching for Brian Daboll and they won't like it. And I don't care what you say. As hapless and hopeless as the Giants looked the other night, that's a pretty good football team that made the playoffs last year and won a playoff game at Minnesota. By hook or crook, I don't know how they did it, but they could rise back up and get you when you least expect it.
That could be true. You can see him twice again in the playoffs, maybe. But I don't have a problem with the Brock Purdy situation. I don't have a problem with that at all because you played him in 3-4 weeks. You played him 3-4 weeks from now. I don't have a problem with that. Because
you made the case yesterday. He was trying to set him up.
He could be setting him up and making him think he's all that. I only have a problem with the Giants stuff because Giants is in my back pocket. That's over with. Whatever. If they want to leave him out there as a pinata, leave him out there as a pinata. I don't give a damn.
What good does it do to talk about it? Where does it get you?
Nowhere.
Where's the win in it?
Nowhere at all. Nothing. Does nothing for me.
I don't necessarily buy all of that. I watch in the same city that we're talking about, New York. I watch people destroy a young man's career that could have been one day headed to the Hall of Fame. His name was Jeremy Shockey. Jeremy Shockey from Miami had a distinct way of playing football. He liked talking